Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about the best indicators that help in knowing the direction of the trend, and by knowing this direction, we can enter into short and long positions comfortably. As we know, trend indicators are the basic indicators that should be placed on the chart before looking for entry and exit signals, especially when we want to trade on small time frames from 1 minute to 15 minutes. For example, here we see that the trend is heading up, but here, the trend is heading in a downward direction. And this means that in this area, we should look for long positions only, but here, we should look for short positions only. But it always remains easy to speak without using appropriate indicators. Well, the first system to find out the direction of the trend is a system that consists of two indicators. The first indicator is the subhag, and we can find it by typing subhag trend. And after applying it to the chart, we will enter the settings. Enter the higher time frame box and change the value to 240. Now we see that the indicator appeared more clearly. When we see the emergence of the green zone, we will look for buying opportunities, and when we see the emergence of the red zone, we will look for selling opportunities. The second indicator in this system will be the super trend indicator, and we can find it by typing super trend. From the search results we choose this indicator, which under the technical section here. Now as you can see, when the super trend is in green, and the subhag indicator is also in green, it means that we will look for buy signals. On the contrary, when the subhag is in red, and the super trend indicator is also in red, we will look for sell signals. For example, here, we find that the super trend is in green, while the subhag indicator is in red. This means that we will not look for any signal, and this area will be a neutral zone. In short, to find entry signals, the two indicators must be in red, so that we can look for short positions, as we see here, and to find long positions, the two indicators must be in green, but if the color of one of them differs from the other, we do not look for any signals. Well, to learn more about this trend finding system, let's add a buy and sell indicator to get a clear view. And let it be the simple falling of bands and stochastics indicator. After applying the simple indicator, let's delete all the graphics and lines, and leave only buy and sell signals. Now the chart is ready with two trend indicators and one signal indicator. Here we find a sell signal in the right place. The subhag indicator is in red, and the super trend indicator is in red, which means it is a good signal to enter. As for here, we find a sell signal in the wrong place. Here we see that the subhag indicator is in green, even if the super trend is in red. This is not enough to confirm the sell signal. As for here, the opposite happens. Here too, and even here, they are all located in the wrong place. All these signals here are also false, and I think you can tell that now. As for this signal, the situation is different. This signal appeared in the right place. The super trend is in green, and the subhag is in green, and the result is a successful signal. Here too, we find a sell signal in the right place, the subhag indicator in red, and also the super trend is in red, so this signal is good to enter as well. Here too, a sell signal is in the right place. Also this signal is good for entry. Well, these are the signals in general, and after applying trend indicators, we can identify entry points easier, and we can use any buy and sell indicator with the system. The second system in this video is the EMA chain system, which is one of the most common systems for determining the direction of the trend. And to apply it, search for the 10-in-1 moving average indicator. After finding the indicator, open its settings, activate 5 moving averages, and from the drop-down list, make sure to choose the EMA indicator for each one. As for the values, they should be as follows: 89, 100, 120, 150, 200. As for the colors, the first one, which is EMA 89, should be green, and the last one, which is 200, should be in red. As for the rest of the colors, it's up to you. Now when we see that the EMA lines move in this order, where the upper line is red and the lower line is green, we will look for short opportunities. But if the candles overlap in this order, or rise above it, we will not look for anything. Here we see that the opposite is starting to happen, and the green line has started to move up, while the red line is almost the bottom line, so from here, we will start looking for buying opportunities. Here we see the candles overlap within the lines, and also the bottom line is not clear, so in this area, we have no trading opportunities. Here we see that the system is in perfect condition, and all the lines are in place. The red line is the upper line, and the green line is the lower one, so here, we will look for selling opportunities. Here too, as long as the candles are back below the lines, we can look for selling opportunities. We see that the order of the lines to search for selling opportunities has started from here. But here, the lines are overlapping, and we can't look for anything. Here too, we see that the candles have descended between the lines, and this means that trading should be avoided. As from this point, we see that the long order of the lines began to form. The upper line is the green one, and the lower line is the red one. This means that in all this area we can look for long positions. Well, but what are the best indicators that can be used with this system? EMA chain can be used with any buy and sell indicator, even with the basic ones, such as the RSI indicator, MACD indicator, or even with any of the Willy indicators. And since we talked about the Willy mid indicator in the past, let's try it with this system. You can use these settings to get more signals, and you can also go back to the default settings to get fewer but more accurate signals. Using the Willy indicator is very easy. When the indicator reaches the overbought area, which is the area that is above here, we wait until it goes down and crosses the red average line, and then the red candle opposite this cross will be the entry candle. And since the EMA chain indicates that entry should be for shorts only, this signal is considered a successful signal. Here too the Willy indicator reaches the overbought area, and then cuts the red line heading down, so the red candle opposite this crossover will be the entry candle. As for here, we find that the Willy indicator did not reach the overbought area, and this means that we must avoid entering here. Here too, since the order indicates that trading is for shorts only, we will look for an entry signal in the Willy indicator. Here too, since the candles have gone down under EMA chain, we can look for shorts as well. Well, this was a quick explanation of how to use the EMA chain to find short signals. As for the long signals, we must look for the opposite. Since the order here indicates that it is in a long position, we have to find long signals in the Willy indicator. Here, we find that the Willy indicator has reached the oversold area, so when it crosses the red line heading up, it will be the signal to enter into a long position. The last system in this video is the market bias system. And to apply it, go to the indicators and search for the market bias indicator. And choose this indicator, which was created by Professor X. This indicator is very easy to determine the trend. When we see that the indicator is green and the candles are moving above it, it means that we will look for long positions. But when the indicator is in red and the candles are moving below it, it means that we will look for selling opportunities. But if the indicator is in red and the candles are above it, then we will consider it a neutral area, and we will not look for anything. This indicator can be used with several buy and sell indicators, and to clarify this, we will use it with the V-stop indicator. To clarify more, let's open the indicator settings in order to delete the lines and leave only the buy and sell signals. Well, here we see a sell signal in the V-stop indicator, but this signal is above the green area in the market bias indicator, so this signal is a false signal. And here, we find a buy signal in the red area, and this means that it is also a false signal. Here is also a false one, because the candles were above the trend indicator. As for here, we find a sell signal in the right place, because it is under the trend indicator that appears in red. Here is a buy signal in a sell area, which means that it is false. And here the opposite happens, a sell signal in a buying area. And another false one. But here, we find a sell signal in the right place as well. And it was a valid signal, because it was under the direction indicator that appears in red. Also here is a sell signal in the right place. As for the preceding one, it is a false signal. Here too, we see a good signal preceded by a bad one. And here, the same thing happened. And here the opposite happens, a sell signal in a buy area. As for this signal, it has also appeared in the right place. If you are a beginner, following the trend is the best way to trade. As it is said, trend is your friend. Finally, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Good luck.